Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, my name is Nurul Hidayah from English Language Teaching Department Class 5C. So in this video, I will answer the midterm question about the essential topic in ELT context related to the implementation of Merdeka curriculum in Indonesia. So this is new curriculum encourages flexibility and autonomy for students and teachers, but also presents unique challenges. Okay, without further ado, I want to answer the first question. Okay, the first question is about the problem or the issue for EFL teachers should anticipate when implementing the Merdeka curriculum. Okay, the first problem is teachers are not ready when implementing the Merdeka curriculum in Indonesia because the approach from Merdeka curriculum is very different with the previous curriculum. And then the learning objective in Merdeka curriculum is to revolutionize the way students learn and then the way teachers teach. But teachers are not ready. So this is not fully the teacher's fault, but also the government's fault because they have not improved or they have not prepared the teachers training before they implementing the Merdeka curriculum. And then to anticipate this problem, English foreign language teachers don't give up, but they find the solution to make learning process is suitable with the concept of Merdeka curriculum, which is student-centered and then using personalized learning. So EFL teachers make a creative learning environment when implementing the Merdeka curriculum in the classroom. Okay. And then the second problem is limited resources. So, not all schools in Indonesia have adequate facilities when implementing the Merdeka curriculum. So, to anticipate this problem, teachers use low-cost or accessible educational technologies such as YouTube or TikTok to facilitate the learning process. Our teacher collaborate with other school to share resources. And then the third problem is low student participation in the classroom. So to anticipate this problem, EFL teachers must provide relevant or creative learning resources to encourage students to participate in the learning process. For example, when EFL teachers want to improve students' listening skills in the classroom, so teachers can use TED Talk podcasts from YouTube, and then students can choose the variety of topic from the podcast, and then after that the students can take notes after they listen to the podcast. Next, I want to answer the second question. So, to be a competent EFL teachers, there are several principles that must be possessed. So, the first principle is teachers must have pedagogical competence, includes the teacher's ability to plan, implement, and evaluate learning activities. For example, teachers can make effective lesson planning, and then teachers using diverse and innovative teaching methods and evaluating classroom learning. And then the second principle is teachers participate in a variety of activities and programs to improve their pedagogical competence, such as attending a seminar or webinar, and then attending workshop or informal discussion with colleges, and then accessing the internet, books, and article, etc. And then the third principle is teachers can use both pedagogical and professional abilities to establish a supportive and enjoyable learning environment. So pedagogical ability means explaining concepts in easy way for students to understand, while professional ability is managing the classroom effectively. And then the third question is about strategies for promoting the successful use of formative and summative assessment in the classroom. Okay, the first strategy is to use a formative and summative assessment with their peers. For example, in speaking skill, formative assessment involves role playing, where students get feedback from other friends or from teachers on fluency, pronunciation, and intonation. And then summative assessment uses presentation tasks to evaluate students' speaking skill in real-world context. And then the second strategy is using formative and summative assessment as task-based approach and exam task-based approach. For example, in writing skills, formative assessment using journal entries where students receive feedback based on fluency and style. And then in summative assessment uses a portfolio to evaluate students' overall writing skills during learning process. And then the third strategy is using technology enhanced assessment to improve learning evaluations. For example, in formative assessment, tools like online quizzes give quick feedback, helping students see their progress. And then in summative assessment, technology helps with end-of-course grading, so make it easier to assess overall performance. And finally, this is the last question. So I will explain how teachers can align learning objectives with assessment to enhance student outcomes. So this is how EFL teachers can design learning outcomes and a learning objective that match student assessment activities. Okay, the first step is a teacher should prioritize constructive alignment. For example, so if a learning objective is to improve speaking skill, so the assessment should include spoken task assessment, such as group discussion or presentation, rather than irrelevant activities like grammar drills. And then the second step is to create learning objectives and assessments that align with cognitive demand. So cognitive demands here is recall and then apply and analyze. For example, children are required to remember new vocabulary words like apple or banana to improve recall. And next, they utilize the terminology in basic statements such as I like to eat apples for breakfast. And then in the analyzing stage, students read paragraphs with various sentence forms and are asked to distinguish between active and passive sentence. And then the final step involves EFL teachers using Bloom's taxonomy to align each component of their lesson plan, such as identifying, analyzing, or creating, that correlate to different levels in Bloom's cognitive process domains. For example, if the goal is for students to comprehend and use weather-related vocabulary, so the teacher can start with an activity in which students match weather words to images like rainy or sunny. And then for assessment, the teacher asks students to describe the weather in different pictures using the vocabulary they practiced. Okay. I think this is my answer for the midterm task. Sorry if there are mistakes. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.